Okay, Jimmy and Heather, we're taking off from Griswold Airport, the former site of Griswold Airport, and we are recording so we can get this out of the way, and then we'll zoom in. Oh, and our destination is LaGuardia because we want to go down and watch the tennis matches at right next door at Flushing Meadows. And so we're on a low altitude IFR flight plan in the TBM 930, and we'll just zoom in so you can see where we are. Here's the Connecticut River coming out, Old Saybrook, Old Lyme, Westbrook, and then Madison is right there. Madison, Clinton. And so we're taking off. There's a little park right there, and that's called the Hammonasset Nature Area Preserve is adjacent. Hammonasset Beach State Park is all adjacent to where we're taking off right here. And we're going to shoot across the pond. Looks like a lake today, Jimmy said. And just can be real flat here on Long Island Sound. And so we zip across, and we'll see how we hit all these fixes along the way in the TBM. So we'll go ahead and click fly. It'll take a minute to boot up. Let's see what airplanes. So we got the Pitt Special flying in formation there, and this is probably something that's been handcrafted that's down on the ground. The airplanes are all high definition. They look brand new. So I got to clear my throat. So here we are. I remember this airport, which we can't take off because our wing hits. So I have to cheat over to the right, and so we click ready to fly. We got the brakes on, so I'll take the brakes off, and we'll look outside. So you can see we have to move over, and then I don't know whether we can see through. And there was a little donut shop right over here where Kitson and Jimmy and I had donuts one morning. Jimmy took us over there, and I could see a little airport across the street. So we're gonna have to taxi a little bit to the right and the left, and I have to move up where I can put my feet on the pedals. Here we go, and we'll give a little right pedal. We'll get over here so we don't hit anything, and we'll just take off on the field here so we don't hit the tails of these airplanes. Here we go, full power. Everything looks good. There we go. And we'll look back here, get the wheels up. We'll wait a second for the flaps till we clear the trees. Clear the trees, flaps up. And I think we're heading just about right. What we're going to do is what we can do here is we can look right down the beach. And we just go here and we can click hold. And since we're going to fly down that way, we want the sun up earlier. So we'll move the sun so it's not in our eyes, right there. Get the sun out of our eyes. And we go in the cockpit, and we can bring the power back a little bit. We got little things in here to do. We click on nav. We click on the autopilot. We click on the altitude. They've told us to go to a certain altitude. We'll see what the clearance is. They want us to go to 6,000 feet, and the other stuff is not important. So we go right here for the altitude. We just swing over to the right, click on it, and then swing to the right. It's for 6,000 feet. And then this is our vertical speed. turn that on, and then we climb at about 2,000 feet a minute. 2,000 feet a minute. You can see that on the panel here. We're going up to 6,000 feet, and we're climbing it. It says 2,400 here, but we're calling for it to be 2,000. So that'll slow down. It was climbing above that. We don't need to go. We don't need to go to New York approach. We don't need to listen to all that talk. We got the autopilot on. So when we click it off and looking down in here, you can tell me your Jimmy's house is, I believe, I remember, is right along in here somewhere. I forget where your beach club is, but that's right along in there. Okay, so we're almost climbing on course. When we take it off, it should be climbing. There, the nose dropped down a little bit, and it jogged to the left, and that's looking good. And we'll just go out here, and it's searching for the course. It's working to get on course here. So it's feeling its way on course, and we'll look back here at Connecticut. We can look at where we took off from. And the little field was right there, right down there. Here's the state park out here. So we're climbing up to 6,000 feet, which is down over here on the right. 6,000 feet. We're climbing at 2,000, just short of 2,000 feet a minute. And now we'll clean up the. We'll get the power adjusted. Yep, it's a little high there, so we've got a little more torque than we want. And we have a little thing here where we have our diverter for birds. If a bird goes into the turbine engine, that'll spit it out right away. So we take that out, and that gives us a little more power. And we're climbing out. Normally we'd be talking to the instrument flight plan, but we're going to climb out across. We go across to Long Island over here, and then we fly down Long Island to LaGuardia Airport. And we'll look back at Connecticut. There's some little islands out here. I forget where Duck Island is, but one of these might be Duck Island out there. It might be the other way though. Might be the other way. Yeah, this is probably Grove Beach is right back in there, and this is Duck Island in here close. Yeah, that's probably what it is, because I remember that was close to the Connecticut River, wasn't too far away. Okay, we're getting across to Long Island. And we'll look right here, and we're getting up to 6,000 feet. And we'll go ahead and tune into the if it gets too much on the we'll get flight following.
New York approach Dahmer Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha is type Dahmer TBM 97 miles southwest of November 046,000 feet. Request flight following.
Dahmer Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha New York approach. Squawk 0 tree 25.
Squawk 0 tree 25 Dahmer Golf Sierra Alpha.
Dahmer Golf Sierra Alpha radar contact 9 miles southwest of November 046,000 feet. Altimeter 29.902.
Back in Connecticut. So they will give us advisories as we go along.
Sierra Alpha, did you hear my last transmission?
Yeah, we did. I forgot to acknowledge. Acknowledge
Roger,
radar.
Dahmer Golf Sierra Alpha.
Dahmer Golf Sierra Alpha, contact New York approach on 125.975. Good day.
125.975 Dahar Golf Sierra Alpha. Goodbye. New York approach Dahar Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha 6,000 feet.
Dahar Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha New York approach altimeter 29.9, 2 radar contact, continue.
Looking down here for New York City, coming across to Long Island. Looks like an airport right there. I didn't fly out along Long Island all that much, so I don't know much about Long Island. Yeah, you were right. The Long Island Sound is as flat as a pancake. Glass. We used to call that glass for water skiing. And my son was a wakeboarder. We had a Yamaha 230, I think, a 23-foot Yamaha.
Dahar Golf Sierra Alpha, contact New York approach on 120.05. Good day.
120.05 Dahar Golf Sierra Alpha. Goodbye. New York approach Dahar Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha 6,000 feet.
Dahar Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha New York approach altimeter 29.9, 2 radar contact, continue.
And so what airport that is, we can look that up. Let's try that. And let's see here. Right here. So that's Calverton Executive Air Park. And we're turning right here, right over Calverton. Look at they got all these runways have X's on them. It's closed. Huh. So they closed down our airport. We get pretty close to Kennedy here. We go down pretty straight from here to Kennedy, and we make a right turn for an approach into LaGuardia on runway 31. So we'll see if they give us lower altitudes. Otherwise, we'll be dropping down. And we go and click on approach here, and it looks like our we are connected up. Here's runway 31. So we may want to go over to here. Let's get this on again, because I can see that we aren't connected. Trans. So we have to go over here for CHALIN. So we can go direct. Let's see if we can get direct Shaylin in here. We get this out of the way. We zoom in a little bit. Get the autopilot on. And we click here. We click our flight plan. And so after trans, we want to go direct to Chalin, CHALLN. Let's see if that works out. And we can just cut across there, which normally you'd have to get a clearance for that, but we'll click on here, and then we go direct. And see, we go back. Let's go let's do previous. Here we got to go down. Back. Chalin. Direct. 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 Okay. There. Now we're going to Chalin, and that puts it on final for LaGuardia. We'll see how that does. See how that switches over here to direct. And we'll probably have to drop down to 2,000 feet as we get in there closer. So when they start nagging us about where we are, we'll just click out. I love the electronics. Again, I never flew. This would be about a $5 million airplane, this TBM. And it carries 6-8 people. And it gets along, you see, we're truing out at 261 knots down here in the lower left corner. We're indicating 235, but we're truing out at 261 knots. And this is our stall speed, 80. And let's see how our numbers look here. We're not check out here's the instruments for the engine. If you got something flashing here, it would flash, this would flash red, warning. And then this shows that we go Zared, and then runway 31. And anyway, here, let's see, it says at Chalin,
Dollar Golf Sierra Alpha, contact New York approach on 123.7.
Okay. 123.7. So far they're not nagging us for changing course without their permission. And maybe
123.7 Dollar Golf Sierra Alpha.
Maybe they'll give us a lower altitude. But we'll need to get down to about 2,000 feet to hook up with the glide slope.
New York approach Dollar Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha 6,000 feet.
Dollar Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha New York approach altimeter 29.902 radar contact continue.
So let's see where we got here. There we go. So we got about 50 miles to go. It's not that far. So now we're going to look here, and it will tell us if we go up one. And here it doesn't give us an altitude, but down here at Chalin, it's 3,500 feet at Chalin. So once we cross FRG is, let's see what that is, Farmingdale. So when we cross Farmingdale, we'll drop down to 2,000 feet. It shows us 3,500 feet, so we'll drop down to 3,500 feet at Farmingdale, Long Island. And we can look around a little bit, look across to Connecticut. And again, I don't know Long Island. I never got. Here's Farmingdale, right there under us. So let's drop down. We'll drop down to 3,500 feet. Bring this back down 3,500, 34. Let's make it 35. Oop. 35, and go down at about 1,500 feet a minute. So we're dropping down. Now our altitude is 3,500 and we're descending at 1,500 feet a minute. And our speed is coming up. It's okay. And pretty soon here we'll be seeing Kennedy, and it's probably right out about there. Again, I've never flown over in this area. We may maybe bring it up here. There's JFK. So dead ahead is Kennedy. Dead ahead. So we'll get right on the tail and looking out. It's probably right there is Kennedy. That brownish area. We get down to 3,500 feet. And
Delta Golf Sierra Alpha, contact New York approach on 118.4. Good day.
118.4 Delta Golf Sierra Alpha. Goodbye. New York approach Delta Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha 3,800 feet.
Delta Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha New York approach altimeter 29.9, 2 radar contact, continue.
so now we'll drop down to 2,000 feet. Vertical speed. We'll come down to 1,000 feet a minute. We'll come back on the power a little bit, start slowing down. I don't see LaGuardia yet, but I'll be spotting it. Look over at Kennedy. There's Kennedy Airport right there. So we'll just get back on that. We don't have to get back on the tail yet. We'll just look over. I think I see the World Trade Center, which has probably been handcrafted. That's why it's sticking out the way it is. And I think this is going to take us straight in to runway 31. Here you see it right there. There's runway 31. We are inside there, and we can turn on the approach.
Delta Golf Sierra Alpha, contact New York approach on 120.05. Good day.
Here we go. And we start seeing the glide slope come down. Right here is the glide slope, and that'll turn magenta, and that turns green when it ties. So we're tied on. I can see the airport out in front, and we got to call approach.
120.05 Delta Golf Sierra Alpha. Goodbye.
So we're on the glide slope. We're slowing down.
New York approach Delta Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha 1,600
1,500 feet.
Delta Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha New York approach altimeter 29.9, 2
There's the
radar
Guardia.
contact, continue.
The Guardia right there. We're on the glide slope. We're slowing down. We need to be at about 90 to 100 miles an hour. So we can now put the wheels down. Wheels coming down. I don't know whether this is the Whitestone Bridge up here. Here come the wheels. They're put in a notch of flap. And we're right on final. I think we're on the glide slope. Yeah, everything's green. If everything's green in here, then we want to get down to about 90 knots. We'll bring in full flap. We're on the glide slope. This magenta diamond is our glide slope. You see the end of the runway right there. And we'll look over at the World Trade Center. I don't see it now, but that's probably it right down there. And we got down a little slow. Now we put full flap in, so that causes drag. So we need to be up about 85. We'll get on the tail. Get on the tail. Check our glide slope. Yep, we're on the glide slope. And we're 85 to 90. It's just fine.
500.
And the Flushing Meadows, I can't tell you where Flushing Meadows is from the Guardia, but you'll have to tell me. Got full flap, landing gears down, everything looking good. I don't know what that freeway was right there. Don't see anything about tennis. Okay, we'll get it right on there. 96 is perfect. And we can just start coming back on the power. Gonna start flaring out. And look at it right here. There we go. And turn the autopilot off. Flaps up. We have thrust reverser, but we don't need it here. Don't need thrust reversers when we got so much room. And I don't know where general aviation is, but we'll just pretend we know where it is. I think actually it's at the far end, but we'll just pull in right here. We'll just pull in right here. We'll see what's back around to our left. We'll park under the wing of the airliner here. There we go. That's the difference in size. Looks pretty real. We look more real than the airliner. But I got airliners that can fly. And then we'll do a 360. We'll look around, look across. I'm not sure from here where Flushing Meadows is, where the airport, or where the tennis is. Anyway, we'll head over and watch some good tennis today. Good to see you guys. Take care. Bye bye.